Speaking of talking shit about people, let's go ahead and talk shit about this Ingrid Andress, national anthem singer at the was it what was it at? What was the event? Was it the home run derby, right?
The home run derby, yeah.
Yeah, it was a derby. Yeah.
So this chick was like four-time Grammy nominated, right?
Yeah.
And decided to get drunk before going and doing the national anthem at the home run derby.
Well, let me say this. She says she was drunk, and that's fine. I'll believe that. But also, I was watching that live, and I paused it immediately when it was over, and I rewound it and recorded it and sent it to you, Colt, and I sent it to my wife. The first thing I noticed when I saw her face was like, oh, she is scared shitless, which is not what you want to be when you're singing the national anthem, drunk or not. You
Right.
don't want to not like if you're lacking confidence in that song, it will eat you up and spit you out. It will like it's the last song that you ever want to like question yourself on, ever, 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 ever. And when I saw her face, I was like, oh no. And she started, and I had no idea who she was, so it wasn't like that attached to it. But then when she started, I was like, oh no. She was a little bit quiet, and I was like, okay, unconfident. The notes are iffy, but not terrible. And then she started getting louder and you could tell she like panicked, and like the projection was there, but it was just the wrong notes, and it just became this thing. And I was like, man, I feel bad for her, because I know from singing it in the shower, not live in front of people, but I know, but I know what that song is, and I know I've witnessed people butcher it, and I've witnessed people do it extremely well. And like you can tell the difference between the two aspects of that. Like the people that butcher it, you can tell they're scared. And the people that do it well, they're confident, they're in the pocket, they're like doing it. But that comes with singing too, but again, it's just like a different thing. Al, what do you think? You got a face.
Okay, I do have a face. I'm sorry. So first of all, if she says that she was drunk and she has a problem, I'm gonna believe her. Just
Sure.
full stop. Like if she needs the help, if she feels like she needs the help, go get the help.
Right.
I'm not going to make any kind of conjecture as to, make any assumptions about somebody else's, journey, right? But
Right.
as far as like the anthem itself, yeah, it dog water? Yeah. Was it total ass cheeks? Yeah. But like you guys have to understand, Patrick, have you ever sang the national anthem for an event, like specifically for an event?
Oh no. God no.
Right. Okay.
No.
It is probably the hardest thing to
Yeah.
do as a musician. And the problem isn't that the song is like incredibly difficult, right? It's that every single person in the audience knows it, and
Exactly.
every single person in the audience knows whenever something is even a tiny bit off. And you have
Right.
you have to also understand where the bar is, right? Whitney Houston, right? That's
Yeah.
at least that's my favorite rendition.
Marvin Gaye, Whitney Houston.
Okay. I would go Whitney, and then I actually go what's his face, Tennessee
Chris
Whiskey
Stapleton.
guy. Thank you, Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton. That's
Absolutely.
definitely my second favorite, and they're good for different reasons. Hers being such ugly trash water is, I think, a mixture of. I think it's a mixture of not doing like. I've never heard of this girl, right? And I'm sure is she in the country scene, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not really up and up on. I'm not up and up on anybody. I've got a newborn. I'm not up on anybody, but especially not new country heartthrobs. But it seems like she just wasn't ready for this size of a performance as well. Like it just didn't look like she had the confidence, like you were saying, Patrick. Like it just didn't. It started off kind of really shy, and like you can tell like she's got her shoulders in. She's kind of slouched. And she does look a little bit like she's had a couple of drinks. Whether or not she did or not my business. But I think all in all, like I tend to give the benefit of the doubt to anybody who has the absolute balls to sing the worst rendition of the national anthem in front of that many people. I mean,
but the other thing to take into account too is in a stadium. So like even if you're a Grammy Award nominated person who plays arenas and who does their own live show where everything's controlled and situated to you and how you feel and your comfort zone, right? When you get out of that, you go into a stadium to sing in front of people, everything changes. Like it's not the same thing that you're used to. So you have to like, if you're drunk, B, if you're lacking the confidence, and C, like you said, if you're not ready for that moment, it will fucking destroy you. Like I've seen it happen live. to people, even on like a smaller level. But you know, there are tons of instances of like really good singers like not doing that good a job at the song, and you know these people are great. It's just one of those songs, like you said, everyone knows it, everyone can sing it back to you, and they
I'm
know all of the flaws.
Yeah, I'm also making an assumption here because I just looked her up, not the actual event, but just her name. It looks like most of her singles started hitting in 2020, which, as you know, is a perfect time to have a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah,
hit singles out.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
think about this.
Okay.
I don't know if she's selling out arenas or she's playing arenas or anything like that, but she just may not be used to that big of a crowd in general.
No.
You know, maybe amphitheaters with as an opening act for somebody else, right? But like, you know, that then you have complete control over your environment. Like you were saying, Patrick, it's your
Right.
show. You can do whatever you need to do. You know, once you go out and you're like, yeah, I'm going to sing the aside from McDonald's themes, so, you know, ba da ba ba ba, like the most recognizable thing in America, right? You know, it's just tough, dude. It just sucks. I feel sorry for her because she seems like she's probably, it looks like, at least by her singles, that she's got a pretty good career, or at least did before. It's just a shame that she completely ashamed her ancestors during that performance. It was terrible. Like it was awful. Like you know.
But you could tell the confidence thing too, because when she started to like change notes toward
Yeah.
the tail end, like no one like, and that's the thing, like there are really great singers who have like done the anthem and they haven't done it like, okay, like vocally speaking, like speaking, like did they hit a bad note? Not necessarily, but they tried to change the anthem and make it something like Christina Aguilera, for instance. I don't know
Mhm.
if you've ever seen that, but like she
I
tried
have.
to change it into this like slowed down jazz version of the anthem, and it's like, okay, you're
Wasn't that
singing
Fergie who
fine.
did that?
Fergie, yeah, I
Fergie
was
did
just
it,
gonna say
and
that
Christina
Fergie did the
Aguilera
same
did
thing.
it too.
I don't know if I've seen the Christina Aguilera, but the
Oh, you
Fergie
gotta
one was
watch it.
great. And the Fergie one, like I've like looked that up a few times because like everybody's like mad about the uh into the O into O say does
Yeah,
that Star Spangled Banner yet way. But it's like a oh. But like it's
right.
just like really in your face, like, and I think it's a bit sharp, but like the notes are there. It just, people just weren't picking up on it like they should have been.
No, yeah,
It's more misunderstood than bad in my opinion.
yeah. That's especially what I mean about the Christina Aguilera one, because it's not like she was singing poorly. It was just this weird version of the song that
Yeah.
no one in the moment understood. They're like she had like a drummer, like she did it at the, I'd have to look it up. I want to say it
Can
was
we
the
watch it?
NBA. Yeah, absolutely. I want to say it was the NBA All-Star game. Yeah, it was this weird thing that she did. And like, to be honest with you, she caught shit for it, but I was like, well, you tried something. It didn't
Yeah.
work, but at least you didn't like it's not like she like butchered it vocally, I guess, is what I'm saying. So you
Yeah.
Is
have
there?
Yeah.
that
It,
version of like a
Do you
bad
see?
national
Do
anthem, but
you see a real reason to change it, like to make it your own and take the risk?
yeah,
So
I
I mean,
do.
it's
If
a song
you're,
that everybody knows.
yeah, it's worth the risk, man. I mean, I was just saying the Whitney one, that the Whitney
so good.
rendition,
So
the
good.
the actual the actual like harmonic structure of it is like way
Yeah,
different than like the
that's
typical
true.
score, right?
That's
And like
yeah,
the approach to it was so good and clean. And I think if you were to take, you know, either one of these, any of these renditions we're talking about that were more like mistaken for rather than bad, or misunderstood, I should say. If you take those and put like a really just clean, you know, studio precise version of it, people would dig it. Like people would be like, this is a version of Star Spangled Banner that I appreciate. I mean, I think that's really important when it comes to like grabbing it from your own realm of understanding in music, right? Or your own niche, just like we are talking about with Chris Stapleton. He pulled it from, he made you feel a different way about uh, the anthem than you had in the past, and that's what
that's
the
true.
goal is, right? It's to
Yeah,
say like, hey, I know these words mean a certain thing, but I want to show you how it makes me feel, and this way that I feel about it is best represented with, you know, the notes in this arrangement, right? Or that I slow down here, or I get really quiet, or I get really loud, or whatever. The ones I think are misunderstood don't take that into account. They just say, "Look what I can do while singing the Star Spangled Banner." I think that's a
right.
big distinction.
Yeah, Chris
That makes sense.
Stapleton, he definitely Stapletoned it up. but he didn't cross a threshold of like making it weird for people who were listening.
No, it was
You know what I mean?
genuine. It was
Yeah,
genuine.
absolutely. Well, he's
Yeah.
also fucking awesome. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not even like, you know, I could tell you 2 songs of his, but I know that he's a good singer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that he's
But
probably
also,
one of those dudes
but
that's
also
like,
the
don't butcher it.
but also the guitar was a major part of that too. Wasn't just, you know, as far as the emotions and making you feel the emotions, I think the guitar maybe made you feel more emotion.
Did you just hurl? Did you just do a
Yeah.
Wayne's World hurl? If you're gonna spew in
spew
this.
into this.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So I see
gosh.
2 here. So she did the national anthem at the Super Bowl, which it says she screws it up, and then she did it at the NBA Finals. This is Christina Aguilera, by the way, in 2010. I'm not sure. So I think I remember this. I think maybe she fucked up the lyrics, but vocally it was good. We'll check it out. We'll see. We'll start with the one that people apparently say she screwed up. It's a tough fucking song, man. I want to do God Bless America. That's my dream. We've already talked about this. Anyway.
You want to sing God Bless America?
Oh, absolutely. At a fucking
Like where?
You got a place I can do it? You got some
I mean, you can
connects?
come to my house if you want.
No. No. I want to do it. I want to do it at a Major League Baseball playoff game. That would be ideal. That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I remember
this
Bay
one.
And the Steelers.
Yeah, it was Green Bay Steelers. Yeah. Oh, that note was weird. Here we go.
And now, to honor America, 5-time Grammy Award winner, Christina Aguilera.
Does anyone else have a problem with the fact that Ingrid, whoever, has one less Grammy nom than I'm sure Christina?
Well, yeah,
she's had more since then, but still, it's like what is going on?
Absolute travesty.
Oh my god. By the way, I want to point out when she's 70, she's still going to look like a little kid to me. She's never not going to look like a little girl to me.
Really?
Yeah, she's got that look.
Yeah. I've never found her attractive because of that. She looks like a little.
Really?
Like, yeah. It's weird.
I feel that way about Selena Gomez.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And Ariana Grande. That's a little kid to me forever. Like, I can't.
What's the skater boy chick?
Which one?
What's that?
Skater boy chick. What's her
Avril
name?
No, she doesn't do that.
I feel
she looks haggard now. Trust
she
me,
does different things to me.
So?
She does
Maybe I haven't
different
seen her.
things to me, Colt.
Al thinks she's a dirty girl in the good ways.
Ooh, okay.
I think she's
Okay.
beautiful.
She's a good looking. Yeah, she's a beautiful girl for sure. But I don't think she looks like a little girl anymore. She's definitely grown into whatever age she is.
Okay, maybe I haven't seen her lately.
But I understand why you would say that. I get it. It's sort of the same thing, but here we go.
See by the dawn's early light,
Killing it so far.
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
You started too high.
the perilous fight. What so proudly we walked at the twilight's last streaming, and the rocket's red glare.
I mean, I don't really care that she fucked it up. Her voice is insane. She's so.
So she messed up. She messed up the words.
Yeah, she fucked up the lyrics. Yeah, but vocally, she's so good.
I guarantee you, 80% of the people in the audience didn't realize it.
There was a little bit of a.
The fact everybody's
in the
cheering
crowd.
right now makes me think that they didn't.
Well, she's singing
I
the
love how-
cheering part though.
Well,
I
that's true.
love
The rockets
hold
red
on.
glare is when you cheer.
Can we point something out here? I want to point something out that
Please.
Canada is the best country of haters, apparently. Because this YouTube channel is literally just called Canada, and they're like, watch Christina Aguilera screw up their own anthem.
Okay,
so based.
That's
Based
so fair.
Canada, dude.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Bursting in that gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled
Could do without that.
banner yet wave?
Vocal gymnastics.
You're the land of the free and the home
She's improvising now. Yeah, I mean,
I think that's pretty tame in concerns of
that is pretty tame.
yeah, in comparison to the Ingrid one, in comparison to the Fergie one, I think
let's watch the Fergie one. Maybe it's the NBA Finals one I was thinking of, where it was. You know, let's check that out real quick, because I swear I remember this. Maybe I'm thinking of Fergie, but I
the
thought
Fergie one is just unhinged, dude. It's
totally unhinged, 100%. Here we go.
I think it's fun. Like, you know,
I mean, it's something.
you gotta see bad things to appreciate good things, you know.
Superstar, 5-time Grammy Award winner Christina Aguilera.
Oh, see, she's got 5 now.
No, she had 5. She had only one more than the other girl.
Wait, she's
This is
got
2010.
Can you see?
Maybe this is the redemption arc.
Yeah. No dice.
Her voice is insane, dude. She's really good.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Colt's gonna cry.
I might, mainly because of Kobe.
That's what I meant. I said R.I.P.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear that part.
And bright stars through the perilous fight.
She caught herself forgetting the lyrics there.
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed.
Her ring game is on point, huh?
And the rockets regular.
She's killing it now.
Bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Good call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home
Whoa.
of the
Dude. So ridiculous. That was good.
Yeah, it's fine.
She didn't fuck that up.
Yeah. Like that was too
Yeah,
much.
that was silly.
Yeah.
All right, bring
Plus
up Fergie.
Vocal
Yeah, the
gymnastics.
Fergie one's great. We gotta check out the Fergie. I don't know. She also just looked like she just stepped out of an entire vat of baby powder. Like
Dude.
that woman was a ghost.
and Vaseline.
Yeah.
Is this the one?
She showed up to Sephora and just said Casper. Like, bro, I need that Casper. You got that Casper in the back.
You got that powder.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Is the Fergie? I can't remember the Fergie one. Is it this bad?
It's bad.
It
Okay.
is, but it's also one where he's trying to make it.
Yeah.
Al, you said she was wearing a pantsuit.
I don't know. I'm thinking of something else.
She okay. We'll find that too. We're just gonna YouTube Fergie pantsuit and see what happens.
Can you see?
Oh, this, yeah, okay, the drum. Yeah, okay.
By
Yeah.
the dawn's arms early light.
Bro, she tried to
What
seduce
so
America.
proudly wave at the twilight's last gleaming,
Steph's like,
whose broad stripes and bright stars.
can I tell you what's not helping her is the backing music.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Fucking lame.
Are you
Just
sure?
let her do
Are you
it.
sure this is the right one? Are you sure this is the right one?
This one's pretty bad.
it's
So
not
far.
great. It's uncomfortable.
don't-
It makes me uncomfortable.
The famous one that she. I mean,
All right, let's
unless it gets worse.
let's carry on. Hold on.
Through the para.
Because there's a point where Draymond Green has his mouth wide open and is like astonished at what's happening.
Okay, maybe it gets worse.
Okay, we'll see.
Last fight, or the ramparts
It's getting shaky.
we watched
Chances like this bitch is crazy.
were so gallantly straight.
Oh, that's what's his face.
Anthony Anderson.
And the
Yeah.
rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in
Well, you can't do this, man.
There's so much secondhand embarrassment.
through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh.
Say,
God.
Okay, yeah, this is it.
Dead Star Spangled Banner, yeah.
No, don't. There he is. Look at him. Coach, when do I get put in?
For the land of the free.
Even Jimmy Kimmel's like, what the fuck am I watching?
And the home of the
See, that's
Yeah,
one of those
it's not-
things. Like, she's not a bad singer, but that was just a bad idea. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Let's watch the
She
Whitney
just-
one to detox, please.
I know I've got I sent one in the chat. I sent
Oh,
one in the
shit.
chat, and it's this poor little girl, dude. Her parents
Oh, no.
her
Oh,
parents
no.
should have done
What are
better.
you doing?
Oh,
Hold
it's
on,
so
hold on.
bad. I think, and I have a conspiracy theory that this Ingrid girl, she butchered it on purpose to
You're
get
about
the
to
heat
get
off
us
of
to
this
hate
little
on
girl.
an 8-year-old.
We're not gonna hate on her. We're not gonna hate on her. We're not gonna hate on her. She tried her
That remains
best.
to be seen.
She tried her She tried her best.
Okay.
She's got a life lesson. She
Oh,
got
I
a life
remember this
lesson.
one, dude. I remember
This was
one.
only like this not that long. 4 months ago, I guess, is whenever it was uploaded. So
Oh, maybe
not
I
that
don't
long
remember
ago.
it.
Hey, have you guys heard the Carl Lewis one?
Yes.
I don't think I have.
Not
Where-
great.
Oh, dude. Yeah. We have to watch that one. Because in the middle of the song, he goes, uh-oh, hit the note. Uh-oh.
Well, also, it's like, dude, you're an
It's
Olympian. Why are you singing?
hilarious.
You're not a singer.
We'll just give it a little bit here.
Okay. Indiana.
It-
Oh, God.
It's not
We're-
gonna
we're-
take you
we're
long.
dr- Indiana, where dreams die.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
10 bright stars
Oh,
round on perilous path.
So you think she's trolling?
O'er the
No.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Ingrid did it on purpose. She threw the game on purpose to get the heat off of her.
We're so gallantly streaming.
All right, you can stop it, poor girl. People are cheering, dude. I love it.
Hold it out.
Love bombs bursting in
Oh, my God.
All right. I can't do that to this poor girl.
The chair of honor.
Is
Put her
that-
in the
is that
chair,
a-
dude.
Yeah.
Fail.
Oh, that's a chair of honor. My bad.
Holy
Oh,
Is that a
shit.
parental fail?
That's a parent not knowing. That's a parent not
Yeah,
knowing
that's
when
a-
to say we need to figure this out before we do this in front of this many people.
That's
I
the
think
first
she's-
round of auditions at American Idol. That's what that is.
That's what that's for. That's what
Yeah.
that's for.
True.
And they
Yeah.
only bring on the really bad ones on purpose to make views.
Correct.
You don't do that with an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
do that with
yeah.
an 8-year-old
That's
girl.
true.
That's no good. That's the
Right.
parents' fault.
All right, let's cleanse,
Patrick, pull up
please.
the. No, hang
Yeah,
on.
give me
Do the
something good.
Carl Lewis one.
No, I got to cleanse
Do the
real
Carlos-
quick, man.
Al has to hear the Carl Lewis.
I want to
It's
see
so
the
funny,
uh-oh.
dude. It's
All right,
so funny.
Carl.
I want to see the uh-oh.
Well, you guys have seen the Roseanne Barr one, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
fuck
that
her.
was just on purpose, though. Who
But
cares
that one,
about
yeah,
that?
see, that's the thing. Like, people are like comparing Ingrid, whatever her name is, to her, and I'm like, well, look,
No.
Roseanne did it as a goof to piss people off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this chick's an actual singer. Like, dude could do the
Dude,
triple
so
jump,
funny.
but he can't sing. This is a time warp. by
Dirty
the way.
Harry said in one of his movies that a man's got to know his limitations. Carl Lewis apparently didn't see the movie. If his rendition of the Star Spangled Banner prior to the Nets-Bulls game last night is any indication, as a public service, we present now only excerpts. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, are we all ready? Here we go.
The suit is fire, though. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag.
Uh-oh.
I'll make up for it now. For the land of the free.
That was Sarge National Anthem. Written by Francis Scott Off-Key. Those were last night's highlights. Last night's highlights.
No, they're doing him so dirty. That's terrible.
Dude, that was
Man.
before. That was before like hot takes and trolling. What was that guy's name?
That was
Charlie
edited. though,
Steiner
too.
or
There's
something?
more. There's
That
more
was
in
so great. Oh, that was so
That's
awesome.
so good.
Okay, now let's do our cleanser and get off of this national anthem.
Now let's
thing.
do one more bad one. Let me.
We've
think.
been talking about the national anthem for 48 minutes, boys.
Yeah. All right, we'll do Whitney and move to something else. Dude,
That's a
not
human
to
who
be-
has peaked. That's a
Yeah,
that's a
for sure.
woman who has done the coolest thing that you could possibly do. Like it's so good.
Yeah, especially after making a stinker with Kevin Costner, who Colt knows I hate so much. I
You don't like that
cannot
movie?
Oh, I
Or
can't
just
stand
Kevin
him.
Costner?
I can't stand Kevin Costner. You know what's weird is she had in the beginning she had a weird note, and I think the best thing for her was transitioning into the "and the rock is reckless" that part, because it was coming off that bad note, so it totally like erased it. It like made you even like not even like it didn't even like you didn't know it was happening in the moment. Like you watch it back over and over and over, you can be like, oh, there was a weird note there, even
Right.
for her.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
like
but
that
I think
part
that
of
goes to
part-
what you're. But I'm saying this because I think it goes to what you're saying about what that dude said about the arrangement.
yeah.
Like how you know what I mean? Like it's so good. God.
Well, if you notice like the first phrase, right, is all like very standard, like basically like the standard march, or the standard arrangement, right? The chords are all exactly what they're intended to be from the original arrangement. And then that second, Whose Broad Stripes and Bright Stars, it feels like you're watching a movie from the 50s or something, like I don't know. It just has this like encased feel of like happiness or nostalgia built into it, and it's really interesting how the choice of chords can really affect that. And what better feeling to have about America than nostalgia, right? I mean,
For sure.
baseball and apple pie.
Okay, we gotta keep going.
I don't like this in general. I feel like so I feel a little bit the same about this one, and it could redeem, right? Who knows? But
As the Fergie one.
as the Fergie one, because they're just trying to fuck Uncle Sam, dude. And
How dare you, sir?
Dude, they are seducing
Honestly,
the White House.
I knew
That's
you
what
were
they're
gonna
doing.
say this about this. That's why I wanted to play
too
it.
seductive. Nobody wants
This
to
was all
fuck
my
America.
plan. This was all my
No.
plan. Marvin Gaye
No.
can fuck America if he wants to. All right, you shut your trap.
Guess, dude. I guess.
He is fucking America right now.
Yeah.
Broad stripes and
Licking his lips and shit. He's fucking-
America's already said no twice, dude. Like,
through the perilous fight. Oh, Lord. Oh, the fight. Oh, the
Adding for-
ramparts we walked
Come on, that was cool.
so gallantly, yeah. And the rocket red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night.
Look at these white all-stars. Time warp. Truly is fucking America.
this rendition
You're so
takes
right.
9 hours to sing, dude.
You're so right. God loves it. Oh shit. It's taking you home, baby.
Up in the air, baby.
Finally.
All right, I think it's cool. Anyway, I get what you're saying, though.
It's so long for no reason.
It is long.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to sing "God Bless America." Fuck that song. I'll butcher that song, even though like I know all the words and I know the notes, and it's like, yeah, no, never. I would never do it. Would never.
I've done it a few times. It's fine.
You've done it?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, not by myself. Usually with a group of other dudes, like barbershop quartet style.
Hold on a second. What's happening right now? Where did you do this at?
Like, nothing at like a huge stadium or anything like that, but like before events or something.
Where?
Just during college, like on campus or like.
I didn't know you when you were in college. Well, did I? I think I knew you were at the tail end of college, right?
Yeah,
You didn't
that's when we
feel like-
started hanging out, brother.
You didn't feel like inviting me to this fucking event or what? What's going on here?
It's no, it's not like that. I mean, people
fucked
just
up,
get,
man.
people get paid to do it. You know what I mean? It's a gig.
You got paid to sing the Star Spangled Banner?
Probably like $50 or something.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Bought you a pizza, dog. That's fucking
Yeah.
great.
No, but so it's very similar to and I'm not gonna make you pull it up because we need to move on to something else. But Huey
Wait.
Lewis and the what?
Oh, okay, go. Sorry.
It's very.
Is there a rendition of you doing this online?
No.
Okay.
I don't have it. There's no recordings of it. Why would anybody record it? Like it'd be before like a 5K or something. You know what I mean? Like
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that cool. Like you just sing
I
the
find
song
it
and you're
cool.
done.
No, stop it.
So
I like how he's blowing this off. Go ahead. Huey Lewis,
I am
right?
because it's not that big a deal. The rendition that we did was very similar to what Huey Lewis and the News did. I can't remember. It was at a baseball game. I can't remember where it was at, but they did a barbershop version, a cappella version. That's excellent.
Do you think I'm not going to look that up now?
Yeah, look it up. Jesus Christ.
Huey Lewis rules, dude.
Oh, I know he does. It's my third favorite rendition.
Oh my
besides
God.
Whitney
Why didn't you
and
say this
Chris.
sooner?
Well,
We're
I mean,
wasting
we were
time on Fergie and fucking.
We were too busy getting fucked by America. By
Oh my God! Look at this. This is amazing, dude. We
I
should have
think-
played that. We should have started with this one.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I don't know that I've ever seen this, man. To be honest.
Oh,
with
it's so good. It's so good.
1987 NLCS game. Oh my God! The Cardinals played in this. This was at a
Oh, did
Cardinals
they?
game. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was
Perfect.
it was probably in San Francisco. It looks like it. Yeah, that's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at these.
They just get right
fuckers.
to the point too. I love it.
Yeah, love it. By the way, I don't care that we've spent 30 minutes on this. I don't care.
An hour.
Can you see
Oh,
by the dawn's
rules.
early light what so proudly at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad
First time I've had
stripes
goosebumps since we
and
watched
bright
this.
stars through the perilous fight.
I love that.
For the ramparts we
That's what I'm here for.
watched were so gallantly streaming.
They give Huey the light right here.
Rockets red glare
Yes,
It's so perfect.
that's what I'm talking about. Saying fuck you, Live Aid. I'll sing the Star Spangled Banner. Suck my dick.
that our flag was still there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, say does that star
So wait, who are the dudes he's with?
The news.
This is the news.
That's the news, baby.
All the dudes in the news sing.
Well, yeah, not all of them. I don't think. Evidently, yes.
Oh my god.
o'er the land
Dude, they
of
rule.
the free and the home of the
That guy in the glasses is my favorite guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's the best. Dude, that fucking kicked ass.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody suck it. Dude, we've talked about him on. Have you seen the outtakes of him doing the
Yes.
Live Aid song?
Yes.
We did that on
Yeah.
like a previous episode, and I was like, man, they're shitting on Huey here, but I feel like it's all Cyndi Lauper's fault. And like Michael Jackson was like looking at him like, hey, bro, will you get it right? And like Kenny Loggins is in the background, like, no, it's like this. And he's like, I got it. And then like, what's the dude from Journey? Steve Perry. Steve Perry's
Perry.
like, no, it's like this. He's like, guys, I
Perry.
got it. And Michael Jackson's like, this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, dude, that whole thing is like. I mean, you've been in the studio, and I don't want to.
It's a smear campaign against.
I don't want
Huey.
to. I know. I don't want to regurgitate anything that's already been talked about on that, but I mean, that whole situation. It's like, Patrick, you know how hard it is to just get people to agree in the studio with five guys. Now, imagine however many 40 people or whatever it was in the room, right? And like just getting that right. I mean, and all doing it all in a night. You know what I mean? Like this is it. So,
Well, that whole thing was edited too, where it was like, oh yeah, Mike did it in one take, and then it's like Huey's fucking it up. It's like, okay, let's slow down. I don't know that anyone nailed that in one take.
Also,
Like,
imagine
calm
how much
down.
ego was in that
Yeah,
room.
so much.
right. How much cocaine?
Oh, would have loved to have been in the room.
Right.
All right. I'm glad you brought. I've never seen that. That's so amazing. I'm gonna watch that again after we're done. That makes me happy. What are your favorite bass lines of all time, Al?
All right. Let me go through.
Or
them.
what would you call iconic bass lines, I guess?
Well, okay. So yeah, I guess that's the distinction, right? Is that, as you guys know, I'm a bass player. I have been for years now, right? It's like the thing that I do most in any group that I'm playing with. So I have my own favorites, but then there's also like, all there's classic ones. There's classic ones that everybody's heard, right? There's the first one that everybody's going to know is Another One Bites the Dust. That's the one that everybody knows.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's everybody knows Another One Bites the Dust. Everybody knows.
That's my favorite part of the Queen movie, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, by the way.
Yeah.
That scene where
the thing that didn't happen ever, like the thing that never actually happened, probably.
But it made the movie better, I feel, because it was like you could tell like we're falling apart, but the music brings us together, that type thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You needed that to tell the story. But
plus the cocaine.
all of that.
But there's other ones too. I mean, there's Pink Floyd, Money. There's Come Together, the Beatles.
Let's go non-obvious though. Let's go more
non-obvious,
more indie, more like our generation. Give me some.
Our generation.
Yeah,
I've got
dude.
one here, and that's Hysteria by Muse.
Okay.
And that's a little more proggy, right? That's like a prog thing. But like that's what. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Love that one. It's like it's what everybody tried to play, right? Whenever you're playing bass, it's like, oh, can you play Hysteria? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the guitar equivalent is, but nobody cares about bass. So it's like, that's the only bass thing that they know about if they grew up in the last 20 years. More recent. I mean, the thing is, the more recent stuff isn't even bass. It's like, it's synth. So like, the stuff that they know, right? The cool bass lines. Actually, you know what? I have another good one that is actual bass is Uptown Funk. Everybody knows Uptown Funk.
Sure.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Footloose?
Footloose is my favorite song to play on bass.
That's my favorite bass line of all time.
Yeah, it's my favorite. But not just like the dum 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 dum, like that's iconic, right? But the actual like the actual like bass lines in the choruses,
that's
are
what I mean,
fucking they're fucking great. They're great.
I only know those because of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have good taste in friends who have good taste in bass lines. So, but I was talking to I wasn't really talking to him a ton, but Jason Kramer had posted a video of himself playing that. And I was like, oh, and he didn't play the last chorus. I was kind of mad at him. I was like, I know you can play it. I just want to hear the whole thing, dude. Like, don't leave me hanging.
Yeah.
But it's so good. There's so many like intricate parts, and it's like, it kind of reminds me of more of like the like 90s country kind of thing. The guy's name. Anyway, some of the 90s country stuff, like it's like more busy backlines, right? It's got that it's got that forward moving thing that calls for like a more moving bass line that I really like. I dig that. It makes me feel good. Some other ones that are like, I guess, my personal favorites that don't have a generation attached to them are Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer.
Ooh.
That's probably one of my favorites, just to like hear.
Let's look that up. That's a fun one.
Yeah. But there's so much to be said about just like hip hop, R&B, rap that's got great bass lines too, right? I mean, This Is How We Do It, great bass line, right? Return of the Mac, great bass line. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. It crushes, dude. It crushes. And it's like, and most of it's like less than 4 notes the entire goddamn song, but they just crush.
But it's all built off of that feeling. Absolutely. Have you ever watched Defiant Ones?
Can't say I have.
Do you know what it's about? So it's about I guess the rise of Interscope Records and Jimmy Iovine and him meeting Dr. Dre and them sort of like forming this empire. But there's a couple episodes centered around Dr. Dre and him becoming really the producer that he is. And when he started, everything was sort of heavily reliant upon like building a song to where let's get our, for lack of a better word, our message out, whether it be vocally or chorus wise, right? Because he was trying to get Eazy-E off the ground and all that shit, and then NWA happened. But as he started becoming a producer, and he's like, I want to produce, and then he meets Snoop, and then he's like, I want to make my own record, but I want Snoop on it. He starts building all of these songs, but all of it is sort of derived from the bass line and the idea of like what really gets people moving, what like hits your gut, that type of thing. It's really cool. You should watch that show though. There's like 2 or 3 episodes that really center in on him producing, and the production is all like, he doesn't really like necessarily like talk about the bass that way, but that's where the feeling comes from.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
You got Sledgehammer pulled up?
I got Sledgehammer.
Is it the music video? The music video is rad.
The music video rules.
It's a trip.
Okay.
You talk about a fucking voice too, man. I know we're talking about bass now, but Jesus Christ.
So the cool thing about this bass line for me, and this is more of a technical thing on the bass in general, and I don't know if you want to pull up a video of Tony Levin playing it. So this was played by Tony Levin, legendary Tony Levin. He like plays the Chapman stick and does things that is crazy, and is also great bass player for Peter Gabriel, and he plays this on a fretless bass, fretless Ernie Ball Music Man. That's how he's getting those slides that right. It's like all slidey and kind of slippery, and he's playing it with a pick, and he's doing it up an octave, but with an octave down pedal playing at the same time. So he's getting that like sub bass thing happening while he's playing higher up on the neck. And it's just really cool technique to get a really interesting sound. And it's just so fun to play on a bass because, it's jammy, but also like technically weird. So it's one of those things that kind of sticks out to me, right? Anyway, you can keep playing it or do whatever. Yeah.
If you just lay down your tracks, you could have an airplane flying. If you bring your blue sky back, all you do is call me. I'll be anything you need.
A funky ass song, dude. God.
Oh, I love it, dude.
The guitar lick is so cool too.
Yeah. Just percolating, baby.
Yeah.
You know who did a really great cover of this was Harry Styles.
Okay.
Did it on Howard Stern.
Yeah, dude. Here's a question. Are you a Tool fan?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Not at all?
No, not really
So
at
you're gonna
all.
pick one-
No. And you're gonna say Schism. Schism's cool. Schism's fine.
Yeah. So like I'm not
Or-
a big Tool fan either, but Schism, I know when I hear the bass on that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like-
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I just never got into that whole. Either you're a Tool fan or you're not. Is the way I feel about it. Right?
I feel you.
It's-
Trust me. Yeah.
It's very polarizing, and I'm just not. Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not into like the whole. It's the same reason why I don't like Jacob Collier's music, or I don't like.
Who?
Exactly. Jacob Collier is
wasn't being-
he's a musician for musicians, basically. It's just an exercise in how cool can we make this with all the technical ability that we have over all this time or whatever. I'm just not into that, right? Like I want to be able to enjoy music like as a fan. I want to be able to enjoy it even if I didn't understand how difficult it was to do it. At least that's the way I feel about it, right? Like I'm okay with simple hits so long as they incite some kind of cool feeling or a perspective that I didn't have before. If you come at me and you're like, oh, who's the band? Is it Perfect Circle? They have Octavarium or Octa whatever. And like the whole thing is based off of modes or something or another. I can't remember what the actual theory is, but it's like a whole thing where each song represents something in some kind of scale. I'm assuming it's a scale, right? 8 notes.
Right.
And it's fine. It's cool. It's cool as a concept thing, but the concept is not like something based off of humanity. It's based off of like, look how great I am. Right. It's just it just doesn't do it. Even as a musician who I have a degree in music, right? I don't think it's cool. Like, I think it's fine. It's like, it's not for me personally. Other people might think that's cool. Other people might look at that and say, like, look at these geniuses. I say, look at these freaking nerds, dude. Like, go touch some grass. Like, I don't know, like, it just doesn't.
Dude,
do
it's so funny you say that because me personally, like, as someone who has played music since they were a little kid, I've always been infatuated with dudes like you who actually like learned stuff and pursued it. Like you said, you have a music degree and stuff. Like, I've always been infatuated with the guys who actually like took the time to like learn. I've never learned how to read music. I don't, I've been playing guitar since I was 8. I just learned by ear. Piano, starting to get into it way more now that I have one in my house, learn it by ear or go on YouTube and figure shit out, like that type of thing. That's the way I've always been. And like learning music that way has always sort of for me. I don't know. It was just for me. It was just it's not how I wanted to do it. I understand why people do it. That's why I've always been infatuated by people that do. So like when I hear, I guess when I hear bigger bands or like bands that have like big songs, and I know that all the dudes or the majority of the dudes studied music, I'm like, okay. I go, but where? I guess the question I always ask, and maybe you can answer this, and I know we've talked about this before, but I'm like, where did the actual feeling come from when you wrote that song? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it was it a was
I
it
totally
a
get it.
you know what I mean? Like, not saying
There's
it's not a good song, but it's just like where did it?
I want to draw a line somewhere here because this is really important. This you bring up a really excellent point that I don't necessarily know how to explain as well as I probably should. But there's a huge difference between understanding the theory and then practicing to be a good composer or a good songwriter because
Yeah.
these things they're not mutually exclusive, right? So like you don't have to have both things.
Right, right.
You know, there's some great songwriters out there that don't know a lick of theory, right? Or that
Sure.
don't know as much as what could be known for somebody at their caliber of playing or their caliber of stardom, whatever you want to say. And I get that you may be like that you appreciate other people that you know have gone through the paces of like learning music theory and stuff. I'll tell you, in the U.S., whenever you're learning music theory, all you're doing is learning about old dead white guys music. That's all you're doing. I mean, I'm serious. That's
Okay,
that's
fair
all
enough.
you're doing. That's all you're doing. You don't learn unless you have like a specific program that lets you learn about like more modern stuff or mostly jazz. Right, is what you're going to learn. All you're going to know is you know what a you know how a seventh chord goes into something else, goes into something else. I mean, you learn the structures of the
Right.
things that have come before, right? Music theory didn't exist before music, right? It existed after the music. So it is a reflection upon what has already been done. And, and it's trying to make sense of that. And then people started writing things down, right? You go back into the Gregorian stuff or the stuff that where you base it off of your hand patterns, whatever. I mean, you guys have probably never even seen that. But all it is just a reflection upon what has already been created. It's just saying, here's how I can quantify the thing that I'm hearing. So, in essence, like music as a language, all you're doing is just writing down the words on paper and the grammar and the punctuation, all that stuff. That's the theory. That's it. And you know, there's certain styles that you put in in genre or in certain ways that you put things together. Could be different types of songs or you know whatever and different arrangements. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to go off the gums there.
No. I mean, I get that. I guess the question that I've asked before and I'll ask now is like, you look at a guy like say like Randy Rhoads, for instance, classically trained musician who broke into the music industry because he was the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, and he died young tragically. And you know, a lot of people like argue about this or discuss this. It's like, well, what would have happened had he lived? You know, because Ozzy would have been Ozzy, and he would have probably grown up and been like, I might need to do something else. So does he become like a sort of like, you know, this solo sort of like, I need to express to the world all that I know musically type guy? Or does he remain being like the rad guitar player who writes these killer riffs for rock stars? You know what I mean? It's interesting to think about with a guy like that because like he had all this knowledge that I guess for the most part the world didn't get to know because he was doing the songs for Ozzy and then he died. It's always interesting for me to think about. And then you take a guy like Jimi Hendrix who he didn't know fuck about music theory or about any of that shit. He just sort of was winging it, and people think he's God on the guitar. But also I go, well, look, you think he's God on the guitar, and I love Jimmy. Jimmy's like one of my favorites of all time, like literally of all time, musically speaking, like artists. But like, you think he's God, but like, dude, his library's like 40 years old. He didn't like he doesn't have like a long list of things that he's done, you know. So what would he have done had he lived and sort of had to, you know, like most of the artists that were in his time period, you know, progress through music. Like, who knows? I don't know. It's interesting to think about. That's the only reason I say that. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and there are some arguments that you know, everybody brings up Jimi Hendrix when it comes to not knowing theory.
Well,
I don't know if that's the case. I can't say one way or the other, but he had to have known something.
That's always been the story behind him.
But that's the thing. It's like that's the thing though. He may not have known in the way that we teach.
Right.
He may not have known in the same fashion that we teach about old dead white guy music, right? He may have been able to pick up the guitar and understand
it. Right.
If I skip this string, oh, that's a fourth, or if I do this, that's a fifth, and if I play the scale right, because he's definitely heard of a major scale or a minor scale to some degree, right? He's soloing in scale form, so he's understanding what notes are within the patterns that he's playing. So if he presses those notes and says, well, this is the fifth one in that progression of things, even if he's not playing the regular scale, he's playing a mode, he knows something about how the numbers file down to the notes which fall down into the feeling. So like to say that he didn't know any theory, I think it's an oversimplification, and a lot of people use that as like a thing like, oh, well, Jimi Hendrix didn't know theory. I don't need to know theory. I can just do this. It's like, well, you're not fucking Jimi Hendrix, bro. Like, you know, I mean, there's a reason why everybody knows about him and nobody fucking cares about.
There's a reason why I'm not successful. I was like, I love Jimmy and he didn't know shit, and I don't need to know shit. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing about like whenever people say like, oh, well, you know, what was it? Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of college. I can drop out of college, or you know, all these famous entrepreneurs who like really pulled themselves up by the bootstraps and like made billions and stuff. It's like, yeah, well, you're not them. Like you know, not everybody's gonna be them. You're not them. Like, don't do that. So you're gonna have a lot better time if you don't do that. Anyway, I don't mean to get so freaking soapboxy.
No.
But all that being said, Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer is awesome. Sorry, I did like a little Grandpa Rick there. Morty.
Let me give you a hip hop song that I think has a really cool bass line. Do you know who A$AP Rock is? I know Colt does.
Yeah, I do.
Colt probably. You do?
Yeah, I do. You actually turned me on.
Oh, okay, cool. This song called Catacomb Kids. Colt, you know this one, right? You remember this one?
I know the name of the song. I don't know the song off the top of my head though.
Okay, so it's from the None Shall Pass record.
I didn't really listen to this record a whole lot.
Oh,
I probably need to.
So good. Fuck, I fucking love this guy. But anyway, check this out. Let me know what you think.
Which is funny because I actually have this album on vinyl that I got for Christmas one year. I don't even know if
vinyl. Fancy. Hold on, I gotta back it up. Got it on vinyl?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a record player?
I do. Wow. I jumped in when it became trendy.
In the woods with a record player, lighting a fire. Gotta love it.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Let's check this out.
Steam powered.
Let me know what you think, Al, because to be honest with you, I know this song because I know him, and I want to know what you think, like hear and think of the bass. I'm curious.
Yeah.
So
bring it on.
Anyway, here we go.
Watch me jump.
I was a dark, dumb student, no hooky rookie, day tripping on visions of chickens that look like our crumb drew them. They grew them in the royal dirt of Suffolk County's flooring with the blood of an alcoholic clergyman in his forearms. Long Island was porn stars and puppies pushing sniffles. Fit into the aforementioned or slipped through the pinholes. Zoop slipped through the pinholes. Crispy the God sender who thunk over a quarter plunk to local Mortal Kombat vendor. Built the formal squad sensor. Whoop down, dealers out across the marsh before it was. I call in car cavalry cooking in 85 Dodge Aries. Gas for Huntington and back barely. Equipped with super soakers full of piss and an uncanny knack for constantly upsetting pigs by doing stupid shit. The kid pilot is Ring King dummies, the King Cullen, where they holler fuck the world from the parking lot in the suburbs. A couple Couple spray cans and a little litter, but they'd look at us like swindlers with them Ricky Castle jitters. So fuck 'em, a glutton sunk into the alley for props, but things will still go bump when them halogens pop. Believe I'll be there when it happens. The shaking of the plates off the mantle, the snaking of the flames off the candle. The lady get a leg off the answers, admitting of mistakes to their deep planning cadavers. Now it's rest in peace, Liz Peterson, whose heater sung disturbingly to further reevaluate your beast of burden's urgency. Damn doggy, good times, thanks. I wrote your name in wet cement by the Brooklyn banks. Later, made a fire, made a wheel, made a snack for later. Catacomb kids,
love it.
Like fantastic labor. When the townspeed freaks sleep, trap the traitor. He will ask.
Low key.
That's 6 notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
but it's cool.
It's great. It's great. And I don't know if that's sampled or not. Probably not. It doesn't sound like it, but it's like it's a real bass. And
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah, it's probably done in a similar fashion to how that Peter Gabriel thing went, you know, right? Up an octave with a little bit of distortion. Sounds like a bit crusher type of thing with the lower octave added on with an effect pedal. So it's like it's just got that like woo, you know what I mean? It's got that like big round thing going on with it because you're using, you know, effects to get that low notes. The fundamentals really solid.
Yeah.
So what else? What are more? I don't even. They don't have even have to be iconic, but like some that are closer to our music, like these days.
Dig by Incubus.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Do.
It's one of my wedding songs.
I can't sing.
So
that
we're gonna let this play through, but yeah, totally.
Yeah, Dig, and then
I love it.
Are You In is also an excellent one by Incubus.
Al, that is a good one too. Did I talk to you about this? I think I did when you were playing with KMKU, because we used to share the space with From Skies of Fire.
Yeah, I never play. Oh, you mean in the basement?
The basement. Yeah.
I thought you meant at Lamp or whatever.
No. So the basement. But I remember Rob one day was like, he was like, yeah, I don't like Incubus. I don't remember what the conversation was, and I think it was because I like knew that, and I was like, what? And that was the first time I had heard someone say it out loud, and I was like,
yeah. Did you have your light grenades tattoo by then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I don't like them, man. I don't get it. And I'm like, and then Andy, who was still in that band, was like, yeah, I don't really dig them either. And I was like, hold on. And I was like, hold on. There's 8 people in this room, and 2 out of 8 don't like Incubus. This is a weird thing happening right now.
I mean, some people just don't like it.
Yeah,
I think it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
Sure, yeah. What I've come to find out is I've met more people that have told me they don't like them than they do.
Really?
Which is insane. Yeah, I swear to God. That's my whole point of bringing this up. I swear to God. Yeah, dude. I've met so many people now that are like, yeah, I don't really dig it. I'm like,
damn.
But we
even the hits, the radio played stuff, to not like that's pretty crazy to me.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you don't like Drive. You don't like Wish You Were Here. You don't like Animali.
You don't like fucking Pardon Me?
Right. Yeah.
There's
so many hits. There's so many hits.
Like,
that's crazy.
Nice to Know You. You don't like that song? That song didn't at one point like, oh, yeah, that's a good song. Like,
I just recently watched that the Morning View. They did the whole album live or whatever. I can't remember who it was for. But there's a video of that, and I just recently watched that, like, or had it in the background while I was working. I was like, fuck, this album's so good. And it's like they did it so well live that it was like,
yeah.
Oh, I remember why I liked playing music, man. Like, this is the thing. This is what I was striving to be at some point, and it's just cool to watch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I felt. And to be honest with you, that's on the bottom tier of my favorite Incubus records, but I still know it's good,
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't even think about that. Did not even think about that.
That's Ben Kenny on that, I believe.
Yeah. They got a new bass player, right? The girl.
Yeah, the girl, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he had.
I can't, and I shouldn't just say the girl. Like, it's just the distinguishing thing. It's like I don't know where she's from or anything.
Well, Ben Kenny has like brain cancer or something. Some terrible.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why.
That's terrible.
He's got something bad going on. We'll have to look that up before we. But yeah, that's what's going on. It's got
Nicole
something
Rowe.
health-wise.
Check her out. Oh, is it Tal Wilkenfield?
The new bass player?
Yeah, is that who's playing with her?
I don't know.
Because there's two girls show up on here. No Cup, but
She's a blonde girl.
Blonde girl. Probably Nicole Rowe then. Oh, known for touring with Miley Cyrus in 2017 and Panic at the Disco during 2018 to 2023.
Fair enough. All right. Here we go. God, I forgot about this, man. Good call out. Shit. Yeah. From their most underrated record, by the way.
We all have a weakness. Some of ours are easy to identify. Look me in the eye.
Look how handsome he looks. Jesus Christ.
We'll make a pact to never speak that word again.
I'll sing him the national anthem, baby.
You are my friend. We all have something that digs at us. At least we dig each other. So when weakness turns my ego up, I know you count on me from yesterday. If I turn into another, dig me up from under what is covering the better part of me. Sing this song. Remind me that we'll always have each other when everything else is gone.
Dude, that's a fucking song, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
come on.
Good
I want to
shit.
play the whole thing, but
It's okay.
oh man,
I'll-
it's so
I'll-
good.
I'll listen to it as I go to bed tonight and be like, oh, yeah.
I listen to
Somebody's
that
mi-
record 2-3 times a month easily. So good.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, man. It's so good, man.
I've been
It's
trying
so
to move some
good.
stuff. I've been trying to like move around I'm trying to trick Apple Music into, playing more variety from my own album, from my own
Library?
stuff that I own. Yeah, my library that I own.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those things where Incubus showed up and I was like, oh fuck, I haven't listened to this album, just the whole album all the way through in years. And it's at least for me, not like Grenades, but Morning View was one of those albums that Glenn and I, right? This is shout out Glenn Williams.
Big Baby.
We were up.
Is it Big Baby or is it something else?
No, Big Nasty.
Big Nasty.
Big Nasty Glenn Williams. Check him out whenever he's wrestling next. I don't know what his calendar is. I'm sorry. But he's
Sorry,
fucking
Glenn.
great.
Big
dude.
Nasty.
We love Big Nasty, baby. We're Big Nasty house. So we were on our way back. We'd gone up to Normal, Illinois to ISU for a party. We left at like 10 p.m. right? So we get there at like 1, probably sooner than that, probably midnight, 12:30 or something. And we go and we start partying and stuff. And it's like 6 a.m. And we're like, I guess we got to go home. So it's 6 a.m. I'm driving because Glenn can't drive because he was drinking. And we were like, okay, I don't drink. I don't do any of that stuff. So I was like, yeah, I was just hanging out and I ended up driving us back and I'm tired as shit. So I'm like, okay, Morning View. I probably listened to Morning View 72 times on the way home. And it's one of those things where like the sun is rising and I'm listening to Morning View on 55 where it's just like all open field. Nobody's on the road. It's just one of those things where, I'll never forget that ever. Like just hanging out with a bud, listening to some fucking sweet somber music from Another Beautiful Man and, just hanging out. So it's just one of those nostalgia things that I'll never let go of. Beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Big Nasty Glenn Williams, dude.
What
Love
up,
you.
Big Nasty? Big Baby.
Yeah, how do we get Big Baby? He is
You
a big
remember
baby.
the first actual conversation you and I had, right?
No, were you telling me how much of a shithead Glenn was?
No,
I
no,
apologize.
No. Why would I? No. It was on the patio at Pops. We were playing a show together for the first
Okay.
time. And
Out back or out front or out back?
Or
the
back,
side?
the back part. No, the actual like, no, front part. Sorry, front part.
Okay.
And I was standing out there, and you walked out, and you just
I'm
go,
trying to
"Hey,
remember
dude,
things.
is that a fucking Incubus tattoo?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." He's like, "Oh my god, I've never known anyone to." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan." That was like the first actual conversation you and I had.
Well, okay, so here's maybe I'm wrong about thinking, and I know this now. This podcast is Americans and or, the national anthem in Incubus is the title of this podcast.
Fine,
but I feel like during that time, it was probably I was still playing New Translation and we were doing our thing or whatever. We were huge fans of Incubus. Like what we wanted to do was do a thing where it was like kind of like Incubus, but also a little bit like Foo Fighters, because that's what like our big influences were mixed with. There's a little bit of emo from Gerald mixed into there, right? And like I love Incubus, and nobody else really in the scene was really kind of
that's what
throwing
I'm
that
fucking
vibe
saying.
out. And now that you mention that, like that makes so much more sense why you're saying like, yeah, people just don't like it. It's like I think our scene just doesn't fucking get it, bro. Like,
no, dude,
they need to elevate. They need to elevate to the Incubus level, dude.
Well, dude, even when Incubus was like when they first blew up, I had just started playing like a show or two, and I remember talking to like people at shows, and there was no one talking about it. It was more Deftones. It was more, well, especially the shows I was playing. It was not Incubus. It was more Deftones, and it was more like punk rock and like hardcore bands. But I was considered weird for liking shit like that. Like almost like, are you a hippie? I'm like, no. What do you mean? Am I a hippie? It's fucking cool music. I just didn't. I was thrown. I guess because like my friends who didn't play music or were sort of like closely related to people that played music loved Incubus and loved like Sublime and 311 shit like that. So it all like kind of like fit into this like bubble of like, we just want to go to these shows and have a good time. It's just like good time music,
for sure.
like that that whole thing. And so like when I took that attitude to the punk rock shows or to the fucking new metal, like the metal shows, it was like, nah, dude, we don't like Incubus. Get that shit out of here. I'm like,
I don't know. I feel that way about I feel that way about certain groups now, man. Like where it's just the feel good, right? Like, and that's where it all comes from. Wrapping up my point here is like I listen to music to feel a certain way, and if there's a cool way of getting there, all the better, right?
Yeah.
And like most recently, I've been really digging Lawrence the band, or I guess they're not called Lawrence the band; they're just called Lawrence. It's a brother and sister that have like this huge band with horns and stuff, and they're like more pop than anything else. But like the arrangements are so cool. There's a tune called "Guy I Used to Be," and so they'll switch off. The brother will sing certain songs, and the sister will sing other songs. Sister's got freaking pipes, baby. Like Gracie Lawrence, she's got pipes.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't believe, dude. It's crazy.
What's the song
the one with the guy singing is "Guy I Used to Be." Guy I Used to Be.
Is the song "What You Want" any good? Came out 4 weeks ago.
Probably they drop stuff like all the time.
Okay.
I may not have even heard it before, but like just stuff like.
Should we do a live version of this "Guy I Used to Be," or do we want to do
They're all good. They're all good. Dude, the live stuff
let's
like.
Do recorded. Let's do recorded. I'm curious. I don't know who this is. Colt, do you know who this is? Colt hasn't spoken in like 15 minutes. I'm sorry, Colt. Dude. I'm sorry, dude.
He's still
I'm listening to your nostalgia. I was gonna ask Al, do you know the band Morphine? Have I asked you that question before?
No, I've never heard of Morphine.
No, you ought to check them out. I think you would like them.
Okay. Is it like acid rock kind of thing, or what do we got?
No, but it's got horns and stuff behind it. I don't really know how to describe it. Well, maybe we can pull up a song next after this.
What about Princess Goes? Do you know who that is? Do you like them?
I did. Positive he does not know who that is.
Yeah.
Porcupine Tree.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
So
Sorry.
that's Colt and I are going to see this band live. When is that, Colt? August, or when is that?
August 16th, I think, or something like that.
At off Broadway. It's Dexter.
The guy
from
who
the show
plays
Dexter. It's Michael
C. Hall.
C. Hall, his band.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to be called Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum.
Jesus
But
Christ.
yeah. Good
What is
thing
it,
they changed
2004?
Good thing they changed it to a worse name. But no, so all right, we'll listen to this band. But so I'll tell you so real quickly. So like the new season of Dexter came out. It was like tail end of the pandemic, wouldn't you say? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So Katie and I loved Dexter. And when it came back, we were like, all right, we got to watch this. So after, I don't know, 5-6 episodes in, the credits roll and this song comes on. And I look at my wife and I'm like, who the fuck is this? I was like, this is fucking great. And I immediately texted Cole. I'm like, dude, did you watch Dexter yet? He's like, no, not yet. I'm like, dude, listen to the song in the credits. And then so I look it up and I find out it's the dude's band. I didn't even know that he had a band. And then so we went down a rabbit hole of looking up that band's music. It's really cool. It's like this really like, I don't know. What would you I don't even know how to describe it. It's like yeah, it's like prog emo-y pop stuff. It's cool though. But the song that was played on the show was called Ketamine, and it's just this really cool, like, you know, it reminds me of like a trying to think of I can't think of a band, but it reminds me of like stuff you would hear in the early 90s that was like you'd be on MTV and it'd be like a song would come on and it'd be in the background and you go, all right. And then you turn around again and it's 3 minutes later and you're like, oh shit, okay. And then 2 minutes later, you're like, oh, the song's still on. It's that band, but it like keeps the same sort of catchy vibe. Like it doesn't like go to a weird place. Am I making sense? I'm sorry. I'm talking. Anyway. All right. So we're going to see that band live. Anyway.
Sick.
I don't know why I said that. We'll check out this band you recommended. All right.
All right.
So they're
just called Lawrence. Their last names are Lawrence.
Okay. Fair enough. Brother, sister, huh?
Yeah, I don't think she sings really at all.
Not in this song?
No, not a little bit maybe. She just backgrounds, yeah.
Oh shit. These fucking white people getting soul all of a sudden.
My past on fire.
Is this real?
I feel like this. I feel
this
like
guy
this
sings
band,
like this.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
I feel like this is a band that would be making the songs for TV shows, like back with.
Yeah, it's like
Full
the
House and
Yep.
Family Matters and all that, you know.
This song in particular has that huge vibe.
Jesus Christ.
Before you, I was.
I understand why you like it now, given how you recited Family Matters to us. Essentially.
Went on the wire, but somehow you're taking me higher, higher. And I want you.
Where are these crackers from, dude?
I don't know, dude. Probably Ohio or something.
And I'll never be happy without you. And I
Check it here.
And I goodbye.
Good God, dude.
It's so good, dude.
To the life I used to lead. Because now I see you're the only thing that matters to me. And the man I was before, he don't matter anymore. Because now I see you're the only thing that matters to me.
They only have 180K subs.
It's sad, dude. It's so sad. They're playing St. Louis in October.
The pageant.
Yeah, I've got tickets already.
I'm going.
You guys should come.
You asked Al if he's heard of it. I've never heard of this. How do you know about this, you young
I
fuck?
actually heard about it from Glenn Howerton. I heard him on a podcast and he mentioned it.
That's not surprising.
Looks like it.
Thank you, Pops. Oh man. Okay. So this is a perfect example of like how like things can be cool, but if you put those cool things together, it doesn't make it cooler.
For you,